So as we know, D'Angelo Wallace, among many other commentary channels, decided to make a response to that vegan teacher. That vegan teacher responded to D'Angelo, and he responded back. If you'd like to see criticisms of the way that vegan teacher conducts herself, you can go to his channel, go see his 2 videos, or you can go see any other commentary channel really. They're taking parts of her video and talking about how they're wrong, how they're insensitive, how they're bigoted, etc. However, the focus again is being taken away from the animals, and it's being taken away from some really important things that actually affect you.
It's called the food chain. What do you expect? Animals eat other animals. It's not just humans.
He made a response and he brushed past this point, so I think it's really important someone speaks about it, and it doesn't look like it's going to be him because he thinks that it's nonsense.
She's a crazy vegan who forces other people to be vegan, so of course this is nonsense.
You know that really famous one right now going around? Patient 0 wasn't found, so it can't be confirmed, but it was speculated that this was due to a bat and a pangolin being in close quarters and then spreading it to a human being. So many of the viruses we know today came from animals. Ebola, for example, from bats. Swine flu literally has the name of the animal in it. Bird flu literally has the name of the animal in it.
Just because some of our viruses are spread through animals doesn't really change the fact. It just should mean that when we eat meat, we have to be more careful of those animals and their viruses.
It's really important when someone has such a massive platform not to just brush past these things, especially considering they directly affect us. We're having our freedoms taken away from us, we're having to stay indoors, we can't go see our loved ones, we're having to put off really important procedures and meetings and whatnot. And someone like D'Angelo asserts with confidence that it's absolutely absurd to suggest that people should go vegan to prevent these pandemics, when it's absolutely the case, considering when you put animals in close proximity, you see these outbreaks happen more commonly.
Caring about veganism so much that you're using plagues as an excuse.
These strains are just going to become more potent as we have more and more animals in close proximity.
That's why we have something called healthcare. You see, back in the past, our medicines weren't as good, so our health was really important. But now, since we have all this health care, we don't really have to worry about plagues killing us all the time because we have medication to treat it.
I don't know about you, but I don't ever want to have to be told what to do with my own freedom ever again. And if they'll just do it again, what will happen when the next one comes out? What if it's even worse? And it likely could be.
You are using plagues and diseases as an excuse to defend animals. Do you know how manipulative that is?
What if, all these animals being in such close proximity to human beings, one of them mutates to a point where it's like a even scarier, more permanent, more deadly virus?
You also seem to forget, not only does eating animals give you these plagues, but getting bitten by these animals gives you these plagues. So basically it's a 50-50. If you take away the animals, you're still gonna get you might still get bit by one of these animals and get a plague. So you're just removing one side of a coin.
What will we do then? Imagine the panic if it's 10 times more deadly. And this isn't even getting into other health hazards that animal agriculture causes, like antibiotic resistance, considering so many of our antibiotics are pumped into animals who we then eat.
Pay attention to the word we. That means she eats meat as well. Exposed.
But we can save that for another video. I just thought this was really important. I heard that and I was just like, no, people are gonna believe him. They're gonna think, oh yeah, it's just so silly. God, what's veganism got to do with the pandemic? When it's actually got so much to do with the pandemic. It's actually unreal.
No one knows the main reason of how the plague started. It could have been from an animal bite. It could have been from an animal sting. It could even be a flying insect in the vicinity. You don't know. It couldn't, like, there's a 1/3 of a chance that it was an animal being eaten. So of course, veganism isn't the main part of the plague. And now you look silly. Not D'Angelo Wallace.
No matter what way you look at it, confining animals to exploit and kill them just ain't right. It causes so many problems for us and for the animals. It's really hard to argue against veganism, and that's probably why D'Angelo didn't talk about veganism while addressing someone whose whole thing is about veganism. And to people watching who might not have seen my stuff, a lot of the time if I do a video on somebody, they're like, well, how come you didn't address the bad things they said? One, every commentary channel is like on that, they're doing that really well. And two, I've already gone through them in streams and videos. This isn't my first video on that vegan teacher. As well as that, I constantly see that the conversation is being taken away from the animals. Just every single conversation people want to have, they want to talk about veganism. Somehow, animals don't even really get a mention. As we saw in the last video, D'Angelo seems to think Dominion is a cult vegan ad, when it's standard practice globally. So it's very evident to me that veganism, animal rights needs to be talked about more, so I'll just keep going with that. And people don't typically have a problem with someone who focuses on one issue more than others, you know, because that could be their passion, because that could be their interest, because that could be something that they have more knowledge on. So if you want to know more about that, then you can just check out my other videos and streams on it. Or you can go to the commentary channels like D'Angelo, who are much larger than I am, already talking about those specific things. I will always bring it back to animal rights on this channel, and if you are interested in that, then do click subscribe. Thank you ever so much for watching. Don't forget to be a salad and not just a salad. Don't forget to like the video, and until next time, I will see you soon.
You did not change my mind on anything. You shouldn't really try to well, I'm glad you were able to explain your perspective of things, but at the same time, you shouldn't make people feel bad for eating meat. I know that you didn't do that, and I'm glad you didn't, but that vegan teacher is doing that, and that's why people are kind of clowning on her. I'm glad you're not doing the same thing, but at the same time, you can say that we're abusing animals for eating meat. If you're a vegan, go for it, but if people don't want to be a vegan, you can't force it on others. That vegan teacher does that to people, and it's not nice, and it's not cool. She can't tell people how to live their life, and she can't say that you're going to hell for eating meat. She tries to blatantly make you feel like you're a terrible person for eating meat, and that's not cool. I don't know if you understand that, but that vegan teacher, if you think that she's a terrible person, of course she is. But if you don't think she's a terrible person and that what she's doing is right, then you should probably look back at her and look at stuff that she's actually done that's bad. I like how you are an animal rights activist, because that shows that you care about animals, but basically what I'm saying is that you shouldn't go around and make people look bad for eating meat. I am all for freedom of speech, and if you think that animals deserve rights, then go for it. I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm just saying that you gotta if you're gonna share your own opinion, you have to at least show it in a nice way and not make others look bad for disagreeing. Anyways guys, that's the end of today's video. I hope you all liked it. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will be seeing you all in another video. See ya soon.